Good morning, world history. Today is Thursday, October 8th. So, today we are going to continue working on that Newsella article we started yesterday, doing the table of contents strategy. I will take you through the entire table of contents strategy and how to do that on Cami. But first, you have a quick warm up question based on what we read so far in that article in class yesterday. So the warm-up question is attached to the announcement along with this video. You are to copy and paste these questions into your quarter 1 warm-up journal and answer them there. Please make sure you are answering in complete sentences. So the first question is something that you learned about ancient Greek religious practices or worship from the part of the article that we read yesterday. And then one question that you still have about ancient Greek religious practices. Please don't say you have no questions unless you happen to know everything about ancient Greek religion. Then everyone's going to have questions. I still have questions, so please come up with at least one. Your next task is to complete the table of contents strategy. So yesterday we started this on Cami. So again, Cami is just like Google Docs in that it saves your progress. So you don't have to worry about going back into your PDF and all of your annotations and highlights being gone. So if you have not yet downloaded Cami, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have that Chrome extension ready to go. So you're going to click on this attachment here, which will bring you to the steps for downloading this app. So the first step is to just make sure that you have the Cami app downloaded by clicking there. It should let you download it. It's been whitelisted by the powers that be at Cap IT, so it should download right away. With Cami downloaded, you are going to click on this PDF document, and at the top you will see a purple button that says Open with Cami. You're going to click that. It'll take a minute to load. And then the document will pop up. And so it should automatically have the text tool activated as soon as you open Cami. So then we are going to get into our table of contents strategy. As you'll remember from class yesterday, the first step in the table of contents strategy is to number your paragraphs. So with your text tool activated, and choose whatever color of text you want, it automatically defaults to black. But if you would rather choose a different color, that is completely fine. I just ask that it is not something super bright that will hurt my old eyes. So you are going to add text on Cami just by clicking on the document wherever you want it, and this little text box will appear. So I'm going to number my paragraphs right in the left-hand margin. The next step is to read each paragraph in detail. So as you read, you want to ask yourself what the main idea of each sentence is, because you are going to highlight the most important sentence or phrase in each paragraph. You should not be highlighting more than one sentence per paragraph. So let's start by looking at the first paragraph and determine what we will highlight here. Long ago, the Greeks had no shrines or temples for public worship. They performed their devotions beneath the vast sky in the great temple of nature itself. Believing that their gods lived in the clouds above, worshippers naturally searched for the highest available points to place themselves as close as possible to their gods. Therefore, the summits of high mountains were selected for devotional purposes. So as I ask myself what the main idea of this paragraph is, what I'm seeing is that it talks about how the ancient Greeks originally had no indoor worship spaces. They didn't have any temples. They just did their religious rituals and ceremonies outside. So I'm going to want to find a sentence that discusses that. To highlight, I'm going to click the markup tool, and you'll see the first thing that comes up is text highlighter, so just keep it as is. So I'm going to select my sentence that I think is the most important. I would say sentence number 2 here is probably a good bet. And all I need to do, I'll show you guys again. All I need to do is highlight that text and then release my mouse, and the sentence is highlighted. But if you're like, wait a second, I would have rather highlighted something else, you just put your mouse over the highlighted sentence, and this box with a trash can will pop up. You click the trash can, and that gets rid of your highlight. So you're going to do that for every single paragraph in this article. Once you have your sentences or phrases highlighted, you are then going to move on to the next step of the table of contents strategy, which is creating a title for each paragraph based on the sentence or the phrase that you highlighted. So reactivate your text tool, and I would encourage you to have a different color than black here, because the text of the article is black, so it may be hard to distinguish from the rest of the text if you don't change the color. So what I'm going to do here is look at the highlighted sentence or phrase and put it in my own words. So my highlighted sentence here is, they perform their devotions beneath the vast sky in the great temple of nature itself. So what I could say here is something like worshiping outside. And that's it. So you are going to do this process for the entire article. There's something like 20 or 21 paragraphs. Again, make sure that you are not highlighting any more than one sentence. If you come across a really, really short little sentence, paragraph thing like this, select a word or two. The last thing that you have to start working on today is this Greek Gods and Goddesses Instagram project. So all of you have your own copy of this template, and you are going to create fictional Instagram posts for 5 Greek gods and goddesses of your choice. So the gods and goddesses that you could choose are Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Hades, Hestia, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Ares, Aphrodite, Hephaestus, Hermes, and Dionysus. This is how I will be grading you. For each of your 5 gods or goddesses, you need to create 3 fictional Instagram posts. So that means 3 posts times 5 gods and goddesses means 15 posts total. So here is your template for the Instagram activity. So just at the top here, you're going to fill this in with the name of the first Greek god or goddess you choose. Tell me what they were the god or goddess of here. And then here is your template for your fictional Instagram posts. So here's the example that I showed you all in class yesterday of what this fictional Instagram post would look like. So you can get images from Google image search, or if you are an artistic person and want to draw them yourself and upload them to your Google Slides, by all means, please do. I am not an artistic person, so I admire that. So all you need to do is find 3 pictures that represent that god or goddess in a meaningful way. It should be relevant. It should make sense based on who they are and what they're in charge of. And you're going to create a caption for each image. And hashtags are encouraged. It's encouraged for you to Tag other people, other gods and goddesses, or figures in Greek mythology. Again, so long as it makes sense. And if you need some resources on gods and goddesses, so you have a better idea of who they are and what they were in charge of, I have compiled a list of resources for you that is, well, shown here and also linked on the project. To insert images, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to Insert, Image, and then if you have drawings that you yourself have taken pictures of and emailed to yourself or uploaded to your computer, you're going to click that. I think most of us are probably going to go with Google Image Search. That's completely fine. And then you can just click Search the Web. And so here, I don't know, let's say I was researching Poseidon. I could look up Poseidon and a bunch of images come up. And I can choose maybe this one, click insert, and then it appears on the page and I can move it where I need it to be. Don't forget that extra credit Newsella articles are due by tomorrow. So if you chose to do more than 2 articles on stories from Greek mythology and you want to turn those in, please make sure that you get that done by tomorrow. Also, if you did not turn in the Battle of Thermopylae chart and or response, you will be receiving a Google Calendar invite from me with a link to a workshop at 1 o'clock to get that assignment completed. That is not a required workshop for you to attend, but highly encouraged so you can get some points back. So that's it, world history. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.